Whether we are there or not, ITSP Magazine still gets the best stories. Plenty of conferences and events spark our curiosity and allow us to start conversations with some of the world's brightest minds. In person or virtually, Sean Martin and Marco Ciappelli go on location and sit down with them at the intersection of technology, cybersecurity, and society. Together, we discover what the synergy of these three elements means for the future of humanity.
Marco,
So
we're going on location.
I am excited. It's
We're
on
coming from all over the
location.
world to go to Orlando.
I've been there.
You've been there. I think a lot of people have been there. It's a
I've
very
been there a
popular
few
destination.
times. Yep, but you know what? This is the first time I actually go there for this event, and you kind of throw me off guard because I thought, I don't never know how you start when we do on location,
I didn't
and
throw
I
a
thought
weird
you
look.
would say something like, "I don't trust you," because I know you well enough, and so I'm gonna say it. I don't trust you.
I know that's and I don't trust you. I think people who've heard us on the show have figured that out. We don't trust each other. We don't trust anybody.
Zero
Zero
trust.
trust for each other. Now we're playing games with the name of or the words I should say, which also happen to be the name of the event we're going to in Orlando, Zero Trust World, and it's hosted by the great team at ThreatLocker, who we've met and had conversation. We even met some of the team in Melbourne at
Australia.
a
Go
different event.
figure.
Exactly, I know. Cool team, great solution, great community of people, partners, customers, and the like, all convening together in Orlando in February. So it's just around the corner, and Marco, you and I get to go.
We
We're
get
gonna
to
be
go. I
there,
don't
and
know how that happened, but
we're gonna
we get
capture
to.
some good stories. We're gonna catch some good stories. There's lots to be told from the event, and we're gonna learn a little bit more about that now. Kieran Human, how are you?
My name is Kieran Human. I work with ThreatLocker as a special projects engineer. That just really involves any task that Danny, our CEO, has. He's a super smart guy, has tons of ideas. So he gives those ideas to our team to research, kind of come up with an idea and hand that over to the appropriate teams.
We used to call those skunk works projects. I don't know. special projects sounds so much nicer. But it's all the fun stuff you get to do. All the
Tons.
all the exploration, and then getting it off to actually see the light of day, which is really cool. So Zero Trust World in Orlando. It is February 19th through the 21st, and 3 days of goodness, 2.5 days of goodness. Can you give us a history of the event? When was remember when the first one was? How long has it been going?
Yeah, so this is the 5th Zero Trust World that we've hosted. It's just getting bigger and bigger every year. I believe I heard about 50% bigger every year. And we just host it as like a great way to educate the IT industry, cybersecurity practitioners, and let them learn more about Zero Trust. There's going to be hands-on labs, speeches, everything.
Very cool. So, question, we're not going to hold you accountable for your answer, but how do you think that an event like this will grow 50% every year? It's a pretty big number, especially considering how many conferences there are in the cybersecurity world in the US and around the world. So, what's the magic? What's the secret sauce?
We're growing just as fast, if not faster, like us, ThreatLocker ourselves. I believe we almost doubled in size, I want to say, in about the last year. And last I heard, we were hoping to about double in size in the next year or two. So it's growing with us. It's a great team, new company, but we're growing because it's a product that's needed. People are realizing that it's kind of the future. So that's how we're able to grow so quickly.
And of course, a lot of the research you and your teams do, you the teams that are building and researching threats and things like that. Some of that finds its way into products. Some of it finds its way into customers' hands to help them protect their businesses. But the conference is more than just the product, right? You're going to be bringing discussions around risks and threats and business operations and resilience and all kinds of fun stuff that IT professionals need to know how to protect their infrastructure, to protect their business, so the business can double their size every year.
Absolutely.
Hopefully,
And
right?
yeah, ZTW, it's not just for our customers, it's for anyone that's in the industry. The point of it is to get someone like a CEO, CTO that's able to sit down and take something away from that conversation, just like an IT support desk or a cybersecurity engineer. Everyone should be able to leave the event with something gained, and not just about us. Like the hacking labs, it's not a sales pitch or anything. It's going to be hands-on with our laptops, our equipment. I'm hosting a couple on rubber duckies. We ordered over 1,000 rubber duckies, so the participants can use them, hack with them, and kind of experience what it's like to be a hacker, and then learn a little bit about how to stop that.
Tell us what a
Can't wait
rubber
to have
ducky
one
is.
of those. I know. I want one of those right now.
You don't know what it is, B.
Uh,
Wallwood? I want to know what it is. Can you tell us what it is, Karen?
Yeah. Yeah, so a rubber ducky is a little USB, well, it looks like a USB storage device, but it can run a payload. So that way you can plug it in and it acts like a keyboard. So it's super dangerous where you can plug in a USB and it uploads all your files to Google Drive. I now stolen everything in your documents folder. So we're going to
Can I
teach
bring
people.
Marco's laptop?
And don't worry, people will have laptops for them to use so that people don't have to worry about their data getting stolen or anything like that. So it's super informative and super fun.
I love it. And I just said, I want it because I like the name, just to start with that. But listen, so you mentioned that's one of the many things that is happening there. There is a ton of sessions, and I would like for you to pick. I know it's always hard. It's almost like asking, to name your favorite child or anything like that. But, and our line of what you think the main topics that people are going to find interesting this year are going to be.
Yeah, so there's going to be some speeches from some pretty important people. So we are going to have the former president and COO of Nintendo America. He's going to be doing some speaking. Chase Cunningham, Dr. Zero Trust will be there. Our CEO, Danny Jenkins, he'll be doing speeches. So those will be some presentations that will be fantastic, must-sees. And then those hacking labs, like I talked about, there'll be multiple of those a day. We're going to have Rubber Ducky doing a cookie theft lab. We'll be doing Metasploit, Windows security, server security, so you can kind of learn how to secure yourself. Doing a little bit of malware. I believe it's malware development. So there'll be lots and lots to see every single day.
Think like a hacker. I'm going to go back to the cookie part because I like cookies. I know we're talking about
course you
cookies. But you mentioned Chase, and we've had him on the show before. We've heard him speak before. Super smart guy. Not just like Danny. I don't want to compare them, but Danny's super smart as well. And I think, I don't know how many, zero trust has been a phrase that's been around for a while, but it's still maybe not clear for everybody what it's going to be, or what it is and how you actually deploy it within an organization. Do you find that people come to the event to kind of get a grasp of what zero trust is related to their business, as well as some of the other trainings that you're providing there?
Yeah, absolutely. Like you were saying, people will use the zero trust term for different things. So they come here, learn what it is, how to implement it, think like a hacker, how to realistically deploy zero trust, because it's a philosophy. It's not just you turn on a product and now you're zero trust. It's a whole philosophy you take into account all throughout your business, and you just keep yourself secure with zero trust.
And so I like the idea that this is open to a lot of different people, and it's not the typical sales event. So outside of the session, what's going on at the networking level? Like, for example, I know we're going to be there. There is a dedicated area for podcasting. There is a dedicated area for hosting panels, and people are going to mingle. So I'm thinking like the large size conference, a little bit scales down, but still some place where everybody can get something out of it. So what is it that you expect people to, if you had to invite someone, let's say
Yeah.
right now, and say, come to Zero Trust, what's your elevator speech right there?
Yeah. So there'll be those. There'll be daily happy hours, a great after party. So if you like to party, come on out.
That's a good
There'll be
one.
a welcome reception, closing reception, and like you're saying, how it's really not just like a sales pitch. What we do is, and I think it's really cool, is if you will teach you how to pass our cyber hero exam, and if you pass that exam, we have tests every day. If you pass it, you get your entire ticket refunded. So it's really not just about we want all your money. You know, it's understand Zero Trust, become more informed, and your ticket's free.
The goal is to educate and validate the
Absolutely.
learning. Can you give us an overview of the Cyber Hero program, just for those that may not
Yeah.
have
So
heard of it?
yeah, it's basically we will teach you about our product, teach you how to use it, capabilities, stuff like that, and there'll be courses on how to pass it, and then there'll be those exams daily to pass the exam.
One thing, and it's easy for me to do because I come from an engineering background as well. But we're always trying to connect with the business. So I'm trying to understand. So like the hacking lab, certainly we want everybody to think like a hacker. And that's, as you mentioned, it's a philosophy to deploy Zero Trust or embrace Zero Trust. So even business leaders need to have that philosophy if they're going to drive their teams to make that real. What kind of sessions are there for IT leaders who maybe aren't hands-on technical all the time, and then perhaps even organizations that are small, don't even have their own teams, they rely on service providers and other partners to help them achieve a state of Zero Trust? How do you enable them to participate as well?
Yeah. I mean, those labs, they are going to be for anyone of any skill level. So, you know, we do have advanced labs and general labs. So even if you don't do hands-on stuff at work, you can absolutely attend those general hands-on labs and get some useful knowledge. But we do also have those presentations from those speakers, like I was mentioning earlier. There must see going to be some heavy hitters. So if you're not looking for hands-on time, there's absolutely still going to be events for you to go to.
Well, that's cool. You know what? I'm looking at the question, the frequent asked question. One is the dress code. What is the dress code? It kind of kind of make me laugh because I've been at DEF CON. I've been at like where the hackers hang, and I don't know. You know what we should know beside dress codes and party. Is it really a dress code there?
Not that I know of. You know, I think just be respectful. The after party, I believe, is going to be comic book themed. So you know, feel
Oh,
free to
tell,
dress up
tell
for
me
that.
more about that.
Sure.
You got my
Bring
attention
your
there.
cape,
Tell me.
Marco.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will.
So we have a little comic book coming out. So the after party is going to be comic book themed. So you know, dress up, have fun. It's an after party. It's not. Be respectful, but you know, it's not. You're not meant to be in a suit and tie. Just meet people, network, enjoy yourself. You're here. If you pass that cyber hero exam, you're here for free. So have fun.
So wait, you say you guys have a comic book coming out? So is it
Yes.
ThreatLocker series? Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So basically, yeah, there's going to be a little comic book that we made that we got some people to make. It's just kind of about the product and it's a cool little thing. It'll be at the Zero Trust World, and I'm sure we'll get to see it all there.
Okay. A little secret to discover while we're there.
Yeah, don't spill the beans if you're not supposed to. Um, there's an expo hall as well. So you have partners and others joining to help further the education and have conversations. Can you describe the expo hall or the business hall?
Yeah.
Who we can expect to find there?
Yeah, so that will be more like the usual conferences, I believe, where we're going to have industry businesses that'll just come out. We've got some sponsorships there. There'll be some fun people to meet, just like you two here. We're bringing quite a few people over, so I don't want to say names, but I know that there'll be some nice people to meet. So there'll be the people to meet. There'll be the exhibition booths to go to. So there'll be the booths, the speeches, the labs. There'll be more than enough content for the 3 days for anyone. You will not be bored.
I am not planning to be bored.
Not planning to be bored. In fact, we're planning to be super busy. So as one might imagine, being on stage, you have a certain amount of time to say what you want to say, and then people ask questions. You can answer a few questions, and then you have conversations afterward. Many of those throughout the 3 days. You can't cover everything. That's where Marco and I come in. We're gonna have a chance to chat with some of the speakers and the panelists and customers and partners and hear the stories about what they're learning, why they're learning it, how they're applying it to the business, what some of the outcomes are of working with ThreatLocker, you and the team, to embrace the zero trust philosophy to protect the business. So I know that, as you pointed out, there's a dedicated podcast space. So we're gonna spend a lot of time there. We're gonna be roaming the floor. We're gonna be chatting with folks, and I know the team is lining up a bunch of conversations for us, which we'll share along with the other stuff that your team shares with everybody.
Awesome.
Yeah, for sure. And as a matter of fact, I mean, I was looking at the location. Definitely, if people, I was joking about it being in Orlando, being in, at the Disney, and the other parks around there. I know it's gonna be fun just because of that. We're counting on a good weather, hopefully. Although I know Florida had some funny weather lately with snow, which is kind of weird. But we were talking with some of the people on the team there, and they're working on having a really good winter Florida weather. So we're planning on that. And honestly, Sean, we have done, I don't even know how many events coverage so far in the 10 years or more that we've been together. And that's the thing I want to say. It's, as you've been saying, Kieran, it's the fact that we call it a conference, but it's really a networking environment. I mean, it's not that, go to a session, get out, go to another session, and sure, you're doing, the exam, so maybe people can get the ticket back. But the truth is that it's not just about those. It's not just about the session. It's about how you interact with people. And I can tell I've always walked away from an event like this and many others with a lot of friends, a lot of people I can invite on the podcast again, a lot of people I can have conversation, and I'm very looking forward to that. And I hope, I mean, not that I need to push people to come to the event, because you just mentioned that you're in the 1200, probably 1500 by the time that the event happens. So what can I say? It's already a winning event in my book.
And I also just remembered we do also have this little capture the flag thing where if you can hack the computer that we have, the first person to hack it gets to take it home with them. It is a very, very, very expensive computer. It was custom made.
Let's just leave it there.
Yeah, it was like custom painted, very, very expensive. We were all joking about how we want to make it super secure so that we can take the computer home with us. So yeah, if you have some hacking skills, come out, take that thousands of dollars worth computer, take it home.
Look at that. Look at that.
I would not be able to win that. I know that for a fact myself. But I'm sure there's going to be very smart people there that could compete to
Thankfully, there
achieve that.
are smart people like that who can do that, so we can better protect ourselves. I want to do one more thing because we're going to have another chat before the event starts with Ryan Bowman. He's the VP of Solution Engineering, and he's hosting a session, "The Dangers of Shadow IT," and so we're going to dig deeper into that topic. Obviously, shadow IT, big thorn in the side for zero trust, right? Because you don't have visibility.
Absolutely.
How do you know where the lack of trust is, or where your trust barriers are? So I'm excited
Yeah.
to speak with Ryan and get a deeper understanding of what that looks like. That's a
Yeah.
topic that's been around for a while and continues to be an issue. So
Yeah, on that, just really quickly, I know oftentimes we have this free software health report that we give to anyone that tries us out, and it tells you what's running in your environment. You would be, well, I don't know if you actually would be surprised, but you'd be disappointed in how many remote access tools will be active in a corporate environment, not downloaded, active. Currently open or in use. It's awful. Like you're saying, just people need to have visibility in order to be secure.
And I don't know if that's going to be part of the plot for the comic that you guys are presenting, but that's pretty scary, antagonist that I can see the community and the cyber heroes coming together. So I'm curious to see what's going on there with the comic if you haven't figured that out yet. So that
Yeah,
and
well,
many
stay
other things
tuned.
I'm excited about for sure. So, well, Sean, you mentioned the next conversation. We've talked about all the things we're going to be doing there. So I would love to, Kieran, leave you the final couple of minutes to just make your passionate invitation to everybody watching us or listening us in the audio podcast to show up.
Yeah. So like we've been saying, there'll just be a ton of events, networking, speeches, hands-on labs where you get to think like a hacker, act like a hacker, but in the safety of our hardware. So you're not going to lose any data. You get to actually play with real cybersecurity tools, network, a fantastic after party, and the ticket will be all free if you pass the Cyber Hero exam. So come on out, get that free ticket, and have some fun.
Love it.
sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. February 19th through the 21st. Don't miss the welcome reception on Tuesday. Stay through the end on Friday. Get your ticket paid for. Pass the exams, and most importantly, take that learning home with you back to the
Absolutely.
office and put it to good practice. Well, Karen, it's great to chat with you. Looking forward to seeing you there in Orlando and all the fun times we're going to have with the community there. Thanks for bringing this together, and thanks for sharing some of the insights with us today.
Of course, looking forward to seeing you guys in person.
And thanks
Same
everybody
here.
for listening and watching. And of course, stay tuned for more On Location from Zero Trust World. Marco and I will be on location if you didn't figure that out already, and bringing more to you. And of course, if you want to meet us, give me a handshake, give Marco a punch. You can do that in Orlando, February 19th through the 21st. No, don't punch Marco. I need his laptop for the
Maybe on the
lab.
shoulder. You can do that. A friendly punch.
There
I
you
can
go.
go with that.
All right.
All right. Thank you again.
Good stuff. Thanks everybody. Thanks, Karen.
Thanks.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Sean and Marco's On Location event coverage conversations. Please take a moment to give the show a good rating and leave a comment. Remember to share this podcast with your friends, family, and colleagues. Come back for more conversations and follow Sean Martin and Marco Ciappelli as they continue their journey toward redefining cybersecurity and society.